And we are going live, and it still says going live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is VIPKid teacher Casey. Really, I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Should we change the name, or should I change the name of my channel to just like online teacher Casey, or I don't know, because it's not just VIPKid anymore, right, Rebecca?
Right, you're doing all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah, Outschool. Rebecca teaches for BlingABC. She's going to talk about that a little bit today because that was a question that came up in one of our chat groups. So we pretty much talk all about teaching. I'm a brick and mortar teacher and an online teacher, so we kind of we chit chat, right, Rebecca?
Right. We chat about everything and anything.
That's my favorite thing about this channel. Just come and talk, have some fun. But today we're talking all about teacher essentials. And Rebecca did tell me about my shirt. It's probably not the best shirt because I'm wearing blue with a green screen today. So we're just going to go with it today. It's kind of like I'm a little invisible. Why not?
And I'm not in my typical classroom because why not? Because my classroom has no door on it. It's in the middle of the empty area and my two girls are watching TV. And so I locked myself in my bedroom.
Yeah, so this is how we roll.
They can come in, but it actually has a door to my bedroom. So
right.
They're out there having fun and I'm here in my secondary evening classroom.
Right. So yeah, Evelyn's here. Hey, Evelyn, I'm so glad you're here today. Anytime you're ready to come back and chat with us on these, we'd love to have you. She said she's listening now, and that's why she calls her channel Evelyn Joy, so she can cover all topics. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, and Stephanie and I are making a plan for her to come on the channel sometime too. You're welcome anytime, even these collabs, Stephanie. We'd love to have you. So today, teacher essentials, and Rebecca, I think you are great to have on here because you are always a great resource and helping me out. What is one of your teacher essentials that you feel is essential for online teaching?
Well, I think you have to start with the real basics, your computer.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you have a computer that it can handle the platforms that each company has, because a lot of them have like apps. So you have to be able to download their apps. The VIPKid teaching app, BlingABC has their app, Kid has their app, because you can't use FlashPlay anymore. So you have to do their apps. You have to download it. Make sure you have a high enough speed for that, as well as a camera. Sometimes computers have a good built-in camera, and sometimes they do not. So you want to get an external camera. But that's what you can work up to. I use my internal camera for years. So if I go, let's upgrade. And now what I do is I do a lot of dual screens. So I use my internal camera like right now, and then I'll throw up a mini cam, my other camera, which we'll get to later. And it has, let's see, like here on mini cam, it has my board next to me. Right. And I can play games and stuff, but that's like advanced. So you just need to have some kind of camera and some kind of lighting. Yeah. So a computer, camera, and lighting. Oh, and a mic headset. Some companies require a boom mic on your headset. So make sure you have something that can drown out the extra sound.
I've never heard of anybody requiring it. That's interesting.
BlingABC requires the boom mic. And most companies recommend that you have like a mic or so that it just catches your voice and not the extra sound around you.
So I also brought mine. Like she said, some companies do say that these are a must, headphones. And I mean, I wear them for teaching, but I don't necessarily wear them for anything else. I do like it for teaching, though. It kind of keeps everything in and focused. I listen well, and it does have the mic for it. And these are, I think, pretty inexpensive ones. And I've used these for my year and a half of VIPKid so far. These are called Black Web. And we did buy some more expensive ones that were wireless, Bluetooth, but they just weren't the best fit for me. So these cheaper ones have been great for me. They're not cheap though. I mean, they still have like a little padding, and I mean, we are in these things for hours at a time. So you do want to have a good headset, I think. Maybe I should link some of the ones that we use, because I know many people have asked me about Amanda's too. She's got some really
Amanda's got some really good ones.
Gaming ones.
I like these that have they go over the ear.
Oh yeah, that's these. Yeah,
I like those that go around the ear, because the ones that went on the ear, after a couple of classes, it started hurting my ears a little bit. So as well as any new headphones I get, it takes a couple of days to transition to them to go, okay,
Right.
here's the new feel to it. You have to get used to, it.
Yeah. I can't use earbuds. My ears, I mean, I don't know if you can tell here, but my ears are so small that all earbuds just hurt. On airplanes and everything, I can't wear them very long. So, but that's just personal preference. So if you want, we can link some that we use below, but really it's personal preference.
Mhm.
Yeah, Stephanie, that's awesome. I asked Rebecca to also talk about BlingABC too.
Mhm.
And Evelyn, when do you start? She says she just applied for them. Awesome.
So there's
Cool.
a whole
So,
process to apply to Bling. Different interviews, different mock classes, different trainings. There's like a whole training. It's like hour long on just their platform because it is unique because you teach group classes.
right.
It's all group
Awesome.
classes. And so it's a little bit, it's good to train that. And then for me, I waited a long time to get my first class. I waited 4 months to get my first class. So when I got my
Right.
first class, I'm like, how do I work the platform again? And they said, go take another training. Okay, great. Let me schedule another training to get familiar with all the buttons in here
That's
before I get
great.
my first kids.
Yeah. So Stephanie, you're in good hands here with BlingABC. You can ask Evelyn and Rebecca. They'll take care of you for that. Awesome. So headphones, definitely good
Mhm.
IT, good tech.
Good lighting.
Now for me, one of the things I chose to bring was my planner. So
Mhm.
either a paper planner, I'm a paper pencil person, but I know like Danny from Happy Farms, she uses Google on her computer and it works just fine. But most of my friends use some type of calendar. For me, it's like I said, paper and pencil. I have to write everything in. I always tell my friends if I didn't write it in, it's not happening. So if you tell me you need something done and I don't write it in, you're gonna have to remind me. But of course, the planners I used to use were just not a desk calendar, but like an easy 1 month, and I write everything down in one box. So this was just a planner. During COVID, I was missing family and friends. So I went and had all of their pictures added to my planner. So this is my COVID planner. What do you use for a planner?
I don't.
How do you? Well,
I used to
just in
use it in my head.
Outschool?
So I have my Outschool calendar right here. I have my VIPKid calendar, my Bling calendar. I have like life goes on my phone, so I know. But I pretty
Yeah.
much just look all the time. Like, wait, what am I doing today? And I look on Outschool to see what I'm doing throughout that day. And I throw up my daughter's Outschool schedule summer too, so we can see how they overlap. I'm just checking every day, just checking
Yeah.
on them. I know you can sync it to your Google Calendar, but mine doesn't always work that way. But I know that like at doctor's appointments, I have to write it down on my phone calendar, and then I remember it.
So do you teach like Outschool on certain days, BlingABC on certain days, VIPKid on certain days, or do you mesh them together? Because I think I'd have a heart attack.
I mesh them together. So what happens is Bling schedules way out. Like
that's right.
When you accept a class, you accept the same time, like every other Saturday for 2 months with the same kids. So that gets locked in. Okay. And then I do VIPKid short notice. So every night every morning I go, can I work tomorrow? Okay, yeah, nothing's on the schedule for Bling tomorrow. I'll just do short notice on VIPKid. So that's day at a time. My Outschool is not during the morning, it's always during the day. And so it's always during my daughter's nap times. And so then I just schedule it, and then she naps around my morning classes and then afternoon classes, like a 10 a.m. class and a 3 p.m.-ish class.
Yeah.
So they're chunked in times. It's just my ESL companies, the morning companies, I do have to have a priority and then a secondary. When I was trying to schedule Bling and Gogo Kid and VIPKid, it was just too much. So I'm like, let's just
let us know in the chat box. Do you use a calendar? Do you use a Google? Do you use your computer, your phone? How do you keep track of everyday life? Because if I literally have to have it in front of me every day, and well, you guys know me by now. If you're on this channel, let's just face it, you know me. Like I tell all, I went this morning and I was like, oh, I have nothing on the calendar this morning. We're going hiking. And my husband's like, don't you have your collaboration today? And I'm like, yes, yes, I do. It's a good thing you knew that. So if it's not written down, then I'm so bad. Okay, so that's my issue, not yours, but let's go on to something else. Rebecca, what is something else that you find is an essential teaching thing?
Well, one thing that I found this summer that I really like, especially at Outschool, is my gooseneck phone holder.
Yes, I have one
So
too that I use.
let me unhook it from my desk because I have a rolling desk. It's kind of cool. Okay, so here's my phone holder. So I can put my phone right in here. And I brought it. Eek, almost lost my phone. Okay. So like when you're on Zoom, you can log in Zoom on your phone as well as the computer. And then you hook the phone in here. And I actually prefer to use the outside camera on my phone because it's a better camera than the selfie phone. I don't know if people knew that. Because some people put it in and then just turn it down like this. Well, it kind of works, but that's not the best camera. So you want to flip it so you have the outside camera down.
I forgot you taught me that last time because this last class I switched it the other way.
So then I get it lubed up and then I can put it in here. And then this part will hook onto the table. It opens and then closes and this tightens it. And I looked today, it's on Amazon for $20. I'm like, $20? It's going to save me so much. I'll put the link in the chat box. It changes, you know, give or take a couple dollars, but it's not that expensive. I've never seen it more than like 25. And then hooks on, and then you can project a second camera on, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going high techy, and I have my external camera. Logitech camera.
That I have Logitech too.
Yeah, and I just cradle it. It's not all the cords. Mine can actually cradle right in here like that. And it's kind of like loosely sits. And so now I have my second camera, it's my external camera. And that's the one I can use in Minicam to show off.
Such a good idea. You're so smart.
My computer and my sideboard. So I have it linked so it can go on the sideboard because I use that for math all the time. When I show off my math worksheets, we do it together. That way it's like right there on one screen versus two screens.
Wow, that's awesome.
But I still use the same like holder because it's kind of nice being able to just rest it in there, which is cool.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know how to use this on occasion with VIPKid when I do like my sticker pictures. I still do those. I actually throw on my table instead of tilting my camera down.
That is such a good idea. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, just make sure. Yeah, if you have the ones with the clamps, there's a chance that it could cradle. Some of them have the ones where it's like a solid bar and the bar kind of comes in a little bit. I don't think those go in enough. They go in for a phone, but I don't think they go enough for a camera. So just look around. There's so many out there, but I do like this one because it's really sturdy. I mean, it takes two hands to bend it, which means it's not going to fall over. It's not going to fall over.
So I will also add the description. I mean, the gooseneck in the description box after this chat. And just so you know, down below, any of the Amazon links down below the chat is actually an affiliate link. The ones in the chat box, Rebecca said she'll put them in there. That's actually not an affiliate link. It just goes straight to Amazon. Right? Because you don't have an Amazon affiliate, right?
I do not. No.
Okay. So in the chat box, she'll put it in there for you if you're on this chat. And then after this, if you're watching the replay, down below, we'll add it below. That will be an affiliate link. So, which all that means is I make a couple of cents if you purchase it, but it doesn't cost you anything more. Evelyn said, happy Saturday. Yes. What are you doing on this Saturday? Is it beautiful weather where you're at? We are actually, I just closed the blinds because it was super sunny in here, but we're going hiking again. So I'm super excited. My daughter is visiting today and yesterday. So yes. All right. So we talked about the gooseneck. We both like the gooseneck for online teaching. One of my things that I use for everything, I use it for Outschool, I use it for VIPKid, I use it in my brick and mortar classroom, are these whiteboards that I got from this one. I get them from Walmart and they're about $1.97 or like $2. And they are magnetic, so you can just stick things on there. I have some that I write in Sharpie because you can take it off later. It's easy with a dry erase. You can't see my little turtles because they're green. So against the green screen, they look like they're disappearing.
The see-through turtles, cute.
I have see-through turtles. So I have some that are pre-made that I use, and then some that are just dry erase marker. You can see, don't mind my writing, but I was teaching. My little student kept missing the S, so I just hurried up and wrote down an example for them, and then super easy. And they're, like I said, like $2. They come with a black marker, magnetic marker like this, and that's it. So I keep some over here for my Outschool classes and some on my other desk for my VIPKid classes.
I always like the paddle boards from Dollar Tree. Those come in really handy. I use this one for my trials because I have it pre-made. My name is Teacher Rebecca. And on the back side, I can write down their name, their age, and how are they today.
Oh, I have two. I have one like that that's made up too.
Yeah, I got to remake it. Mine's getting old and dingy, but the black is in Sharpie, and then I can just erase their dry erase after they. So you can go, shh. Okay, good for the next class. I don't have to rewrite everything.
I do like the VIPKid one. They have one like that. It's a little bit pricey, but it's hard to get the dry erase off that one. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but Stephanie says she buys from Walmart as well.
Yeah, Walmart, Target, Dollar Spot, Dollar Tree. What I have learned over the last 4.5 years is you don't need so much stuff.
Yeah.
I've really started to pare down my props and stuff because I used to go out, like every time somebody goes, go get this at Dollar Spot, I would get that. Go get this at Dollar Tree, I would get that. And I'm like, I have boxes of stuff. And when we moved 2 years ago, my office shrunk in half. And I don't have any drawer space to really put anything. Everything has to live under my laptop in my little baskets. If it's not in there, I don't have access to it. So
if you haven't checked out, check out Rebecca's video where she shows you her classroom. Like, it's amazing. She's got this little space that she makes work for her. And let me tell you, she spends a lot of time in there teaching.
I do. Yeah. It's like a little wet bar, a little corner.
What's the name of that? Sorry. What's the name of that video?
As like my teeny tiny classroom.
Yeah. You go check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, I can send a link below too. I can't get the gooseneck link to go down below because it has too many characters in the link. And I'm not sure how to get the.
If you send it to me on Messenger, I can go make a shortened link.
Awesome.
Or actually, I can just go and get it probably.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in Zoom, and you can go figure it out. It's like, it's 7 characters too long. Goodness. Yeah, and so my desk is actually like a hospital desk on wheels. I found it at a thrift store. I don't know where you can get it, but it's cool because everything is like contained on here. My computer, my clamp lights, everything's on a surge protector. So today I actually wheeled that desk from my office into my bedroom.
That's awesome.
So I can sit here, which I can't teach in my bedroom in the wee early mornings. I'll wake up my husband. But when it's the nighttime or he's gone, I can come in here where there's a closed door on occasion. This is like my secondary classroom, which means it's like nothing's on the wall, but that's okay.
That's a good idea too. Speaking of secondary, you want to talk while I get this link about having a backup. One of our friends, Cindy Bennett, who's usually on here, she mentioned maybe having a backup. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, it's very important to have like a backup computer or an iPad because on occasion your computer might want to do random updates or might just not start up or might not connect to the internet. And you're like, So if you have like another laptop you can quickly log into, like my husband's laptop, or an iPad you can quickly go into. You can teach some classes on your iPad with VIPKid, but some classes you can't. So make sure you know what you can and cannot teach because one of our friends got a teacher no-show today because she did not realize that the iPad did not work for the reading program?
The Mighty
Mouse or the kindergarten group thing. Some of the newer classrooms in VIPKid you can't do the iPad on. So it's nice to have a second computer or at least use a hotspot. And my advice with the phone hotspot is practice it during the daytime. When you have all the time in the world, go into and connect your computer to your phone hotspot, get the password figured out, get all in there, kind of practice it. Because when you're in the heat of the moment and the adrenaline's going rushing and you're like, got 10 seconds to do it, you want to be able to just do it. You want to know the steps, you want to just do it. That's not the time to figure it out. you want to do it early, know the steps really well to go, okay, do this and then this and this and this and this. Okay, got it.
Right. So with Bling or GoGo, can you also use your iPad? I should say GoGo Kid.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got an iPad for Christmas and I'm still trying to figure it out and figure out what to install on it. So I'll have to look at that. But I don't think you can teach on the iPad with BlingABC, but you can use it as like a secondary reward to show up Google Slides, to show up like a fun game, or to pop up on the screen like Cindy does. So it's good for a prop as well.
Yeah, let's mention that really quick. VIPKid iPad users is Cindy Bennett's group. She is like the guru of learning things for your iPad. So if you are a VIPKid teacher, you want to go there and get into that group, or check out her YouTube channel. You can use the iPad to teach from. You can use the iPad to hook up to, like, what does she use it for? Stars to apples and minicam and all kinds of things. So go check her channel out as well. So
yes, not just for backup, which I like. If you can use it in any classroom all the time, which I want to like figure that out, because I have an iPad and I have a PC. And that's like an apple and an orange, you know, it's like they don't compatible. So I have to figure out how to like connect them together. She has an iPad and a Mac, you just plug and play. But I have to figure out how to do it on my PC. I've got like an HP. So there's a way. I just haven't had the time to figure it out. I'm like, that's like not my priority. It's like just teaching and then all the other stuff.
Right.
Like, I'll get to it.
Jerry said, I learned a lot about backups and hotspots and other tech things this week, and I was prepared. Oh, very good. Glad you're prepared. Yes, I don't know if Rebecca said this while I was getting the link, but download the apps ahead of time. Because when you go in, so many people jump into that iPad group and say, my computer's not working, I need to use my iPad, what do I do? Well, you need the apps. Like, to make it faster and to be able to do things quick, you have to have it all ready. So just go in there and get those apps downloaded. And that might save you a teacher no-show or teacher
can't just play from Chrome. Like in the past, you could go to like the Puffin browser and you could actually access the classrooms that way. But once Flash Player is gone, which is gone now, and they're proactive about that, you can't get into the classrooms through any web browser. You have to have their teaching app on their phone, on your iPad or your other device. And so you have to double check to see if you can do that. And practice ahead. And now VIPKid has the practice rooms, which is nice. I know VIPKid will allow you to get into the classroom 30 minutes before class to kind of test it out. So have it ready to go. And then like when you have a kind of a low morning, go ahead and test it out and then get out of it and teach from your computer. But at least you have like, oh, okay, this is how it works. Got it. Because it's set up differently.
Yeah. I'm checking my notes down here because I had friends send things like, let's see, Rebecca, we got to yours. You said gooseneck and whiteboard. Was there anything else?
A few props, not too much, but I do like having like a dice for fun games. It's always good for impromptu games.
Yes.
And for shortening slides, which is kind of nice.
I have that too for VIPKid. Get a die, like she said, shortening slides. So if you're
sometimes you have like 6 things to go on a slide. You're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do number 6. Maybe number 6. Yes. Go, great, move on. Or you can do 2 or 3 numbers. It's like, you passed the game. Then you don't have to read all 6, but you can do a fun thing, you know.
Oh,
or you can go every other one, odd numbers, even numbers.
Yes, definitely. I use the die for the same thing. I wonder, have we done the straight to the point for time management yet? That would be a good one, because that's on our time management one when we talk about running out of time, how we can, you still need to hit something on every slide, so use the die. And
but I'll use these in my math classes because dice and math is great. I use dice, coins, and a deck of cards for a lot of my math classes. So the things I can find around the house, but that's Outschool and I digress.
So Mindy sent us a list too, and she mentioned her own TPR and smiling face because she doesn't use technology in her classroom, that she has to keep the kids engaged with her body language, her smiling face, she said, which I thought was excellent. So an online teacher essential, yourself, your good attitude, leave the junk at the door. Guys, we all have things that are going on right now in our lives. You have to leave it and give these kids the best class that they can. And it's hard. It's hard sometimes when you like something happens right before class and you just need to like, whew. And sometimes I think, how can I help these kiddos today? Or who am I going to help learn something today? And that kind of puts me in a different mindset to go and, you know, work in these classes and get these kids excited to learn. So I think
what I
that was a
learned
good
from
one for
my
Mindy.
mock class with a VIPKid a long time ago is that as online teachers live in an itty bitty living space. So
Right.
practice, if you're brand new to online teaching, practice on a Zoom meeting or practice in some kind of frame, because you need to know what's in frame, what's out of frame,
Right.
where you're looking. If you hold up a prop, you want to make sure that they can see the prop. You go, no, you do this. And you know, you do some perspective. So you have to practice on the camera and you have to get comfortable seeing yourself, which was a little bit hard for me the first little time. I'm like, ha! Now I'm like, whatever. I'm just talking to myself. But something that you have to get used to when you're brand new to online teaching. And different programs have different frames. I know Zoom is more rectangle, but a lot of the online companies are square. And so you're a lot smaller and what can fit. And so you have to just get used to itty bitty living space.
Let's steal Amanda Panda's her talk about that. She's like, guys, you are the size of toast to these students on their devices. So if you think about it that way, you are the size of toast and you need to like fill that frame and do everything there. You don't want to be a piece of toast that just sits there. You know, you need to really bring the energy and get these kids listening. So yeah, good point. Mindy did mention Google Slides. She found that even in her brain break classes, they like to work for Find a Stars, which I have Find a Stars here too. Oh, right here. I just cleaned my desk. I'm so excited. I use these kind of Find a Star. Oh, my green screen. I don't use a screen in classes, so because things disappear.
It's kind of fun though.
It is. Okay, I do use it for some classes. There's a little girl that we think it's funny. So you can see all but the number 4 on here. Yeah, because it's green, the green and blue. But anyway, Find a Stars are great. There's 5 stars on here. And for VIPKid teachers, we know we reward a star every 5 minutes. She uses these in her brain break classes for Outschool, but she uses it on Google Slides. So she thought that was a great thing to share today too. Do you use Google Slides?
I do not. That's one thing that I haven't dived into completely yet. So
really?
I want to. I'm just right now to do a lot of magnetic props, and then Manicam is my newest thing.
Yeah, I use Google Slides for flashcards. Instead of just like ball and then circling on the screen, ball, or I hold up the ball, I use the actual ball, but then I'll also use a flashcard on the Google Slides. I like it because like run, you can show them run with your body, but then you can also show them run on the Google slide, where on the slide itself, you can't really make that person run so well unless it's interactive. So I do like Google Slides. So thanks, Mindy, for those suggestions. Anybody else in the chat box, what do you use? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. What do you use to keep students engaged, or what do you think other teachers need to know about? We'd love to hear it. I wrote my planner, my laptop. Those are my worries, and headphones. Those are my 3 things. What else do you have? Rebecca, did you have anything else? I think we hit quite a bit.
Like your personality, and you just kind of get to know the different platforms and what works and what doesn't work, and how to incorporate. Like I don't do a lot of like Find a Star rewards in Outschool or Bling, because it just doesn't fit for my classes, but they're great for other classes. And it's great that you can kind of carry over a little bit.
Yeah, if you're doing a numbers class, maybe that would work there.
Yeah, with my numbers class, we do beat the teacher, so it's competitive games, and so it's like we have team games anyway. So you get a point on the teams, and then we compare the teams and see who wins and doesn't win, and we don't cry. Tears are not allowed in my class. No tears.
Yeah, I use that rule in kindergarten too. You use a whiteboard for that, right?
I do, yeah. I use my whiteboard and I just make a T on it, and I just go, Teacher Rebecca versus Team Kids, or if there's a big group, I'll put like 3 people over here and 3 people over here. And then I'll just either show it up like this, or I will put it with my mini cam and show it on my table, because it's a nice way to kind of show it down and have it up there. So try to figure out how to incorporate technology, but not too much technology. I also share the screen on Outschool. When I do that, so that we can see, my websites. Well, not websites, but like I do some worksheets, and so we do it on Microsoft Word and some other things.
Excellent. So I think that kind of comes to the end of what we have. Oh, that's so funny. Somehow Siri just took up everything I said and put it in a chat box. So so funny.
So I can show it here, or I can show it up here if I want me to be bigger. And that way I can share the same video stream, or I can do side by side, and I can type down below here. I have all these presets available for me now. But this was a learning curve to do ManyCam, but it's fun. And the kids like it when I pop things up on the screen, like make something else disappear. So I put up, some numbers, and I'll eat them or blow. Or when my marshmallow class, I'll throw up some Olaf in the snow and stuff. And they're like, that's really fun. I don't try to overdo it as a gimmick, but they like to see, what I can put up there, and like, look,
it's magical and fun for them. I need to learn ManyCam.
But it's
Rebecca and I started at the same time, and I haven't taken the time to do it.
The one thing that I wish is I could shrink down the ManyCam window, because when I have ManyCam open, it takes up half of my screen. So I have to just kind of assume what else is going on behind me. So it's a dance. It's kind of high-techy, so to speak. It's not for beginners to try to do all things at once. For people who just like to have full screen, the VIPKid, it's hard to orchestrate. You have to kind of shorten your share the screen with things, but they're fun.
Awesome. I think, you know what, we have a couple minutes. You were showing your screen side by side, and I think we were talking about in our messenger group how we feel that as teachers, we shouldn't just show something without us being on the screen.
Right. I mean, I could do this, and I could just do this, and that's fine. But if I'm here too long, you can't see me. So I try to do so that my face is in there somewhere, whether it's a big face, or it's a big face with a small thing at the top, or it's see, where is it? The big thing with me at the bottom, and the kids, like, when I go, I'm covering something, so I'll move my face. Like, yeah, you're moving around. So do a little dance. And some people have the green screen behind them, so it can just be the outline of their face. They don't see the background, but I don't have like a good, green screen background. So I do see like the whole square, but I can just like, dance around if I'm covering something that shouldn't be covered.
Right. So I think it's important customer service kind of thing it kind of shows that you are listening and you're watching. I think the kids feel like you tune out if they don't see you. Does that make sense? I mean, even though you're still there and you can see them, I think having your face is good practice. You want to talk about dead space in the class, just to give help to those teachers, maybe the new teachers coming in?
Yeah, I mean, there's a fine dance, and I know I have not fully done the dance every time, but when you have a class of 30 minutes and you want to have some kind of talk going on, with the teacher talking or the student talking, you want to have a conversation. It doesn't matter if it's Outschool or an ESL. Now, ESL, you want the kid to be speaking 70% of the time, and the teacher 30%. In all the companies I work with, you want the kid teaching the most or talking the most. So you want to always, ask them questions when you're back to them. You don't want to have a lot of dead space. And my pet peeve, this is me, my pet peeve is in a class of 4-year-olds. You say, let me know if you have any questions. About what? Like, 4-year-olds don't know how to just start a conversation with, are we talking about the project? Are we talking about life? Are we asking about the story we just read? Are we talking like, ask any questions about what? So then just silence. And so as parents are like, ask about this. I mean, just like, what do you say? Whereas the teacher could
Right.
guide the conversation, go, do you have any questions about the project? Do you have any questions about this? So you can go,
Right.
okay, let's narrow down the question a little bit so that we can actually help them come up with questions.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, because if it's just dead silence, my daughter could be watching a YouTube video.
Right. And I agree with that. And I wanted to bring that up because it's something we just do or we know as teachers, but sometimes you might need a reminder, or I think it's more important with these online classes to keep the kids engaged. So I just thought that was really important to bring up today.
Yeah.
Jerry's asked, so without Minicam, what do you do to show both you and the activity?
Okay,
I know
so
your answer, but
yeah, there are two ways to do this actually. So way one is to show it with your second participant. So if I signed into the Zoom with my phone and I put it down here, we would now have 3 people in the Zoom meeting. And so it'd be me, it'd be Casey, and then it would be my phone down on the thing. And so you could spotlight different people. Another way is to toggle back and forth between the 2 cameras. So if you're in Zoom, you can go to your video feed and you can click Logitech, or you can click so I can't do it because I'm in Minicam. I have to close Minicam out.
Yeah,
but you could toggle back and forth. Okay, let's go back over here. There we go. Hi, I'm back.
So I can pin her. What she was saying is I can pin her and make her the bigger speaker. So if you have like a speaking class and one student is speaking, you can pin. That's what you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah,
or you can pin your
pin's
phone.
different than spotlight.
Okay.
So in Zoom, if you spotlight, that makes it big for everybody. If you pin, that makes it big for you.
Gotcha.
That's one thing that I learned.
Oh, so
you can't really spotlight with 2 people. You have to have at least 3 people to spotlight.
Right.
Because then, yeah, it makes it big for everybody that way. The other way, if you're in Zoom and you want to go back and forth, and actually any online platform, when you select your camera, you can go in through and select the other camera. So I would actually replace my video feed with just this camera. So my face would disappear, but you would see my table. And you could do this without Minicam. Just go into your video settings and then switch cameras back and forth. So you could go there and you can go back and forth like that. So those are the 2 ways.
I didn't make anybody dizzy.
I know. And I was like, so the 2 ways is you can have 2 participants, your face and your table, or you could have the same time. You can go back and forth between you and your table, but you share a window, if that makes sense.
So when I use my phone and we did this differently. Never mind. You use your gooseneck differently. I didn't add myself as a participant. I went through Wi-Fi and hooked up my phone that way. It's a whole nother thing. There's a video on it, but there's something I don't like about it now that I've been using it. So I think Rebecca has a video on how to use the gooseneck her way. And I think her video is better than mine. So go check out hers. Mine is just different, but it shows only a small portion, I think. I don't know how the view looks for the kids as well, but I think Rebecca's video is better than mine on that. So check out her video on, did you call it gooseneck?
I will go look for it.
Yeah, we'll have to find that one. So
I'm going to.
Oh, we can't hear you. So let's see, while you're looking at that, Jerry said, that's what I do. I use my phone as another participant, but I spotlight my phone to show the step-by-step, but I toggle it off. So I am not spotlight a lot. Yeah.
So there would be my phone. So here's a little tutorial with the phone. When you're in here, it's going to automatically go the selfie, so you can see like my whole bedroom. So you touch it and
we
you
can see your bedroom
switch
now.
it. I know, it's a mess. And you switch it so that it's downward.
Okay.
So you have that little camera with the eyes. There's my desk. And all my props have to fit under here. There's my prop basket. Just like it's feeding. And make sure you do it sideways. So that way you put it on here, it's sideways. And then sideways. Okay. So make sure you kind of, tilt it sideways to get landscape form, and you can put it down here. So now you have 3 participants. So you have an extra person in your Zoom meeting, so you have your face here, and then you have your close up here with whatever you're showing on your baking, your artwork, your science experiments, your worksheet, whatever you want to do.
The way I do it is just, it's too small on Zoom, so it's hard. I'm trying to like find where the camera is and everything.
So you have to kind of, you know, aim up and then aim down, and you have to kind of fiddle and you know.
It didn't show the whole screen. It was just like this weird rectangle. So
that is weird.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for that, Rebecca. This was great.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody got a little something out of it today. If you enjoyed this video, if it helped you, please give us a thumbs up. And that's it. I don't know what our topic will be next week. If you have a topic idea, as always, please put it in the chat or in the comment section below, or message us on Facebook. We've got lots of Facebook groups in there. So
I'll put a link to my Minicam, or not my Minicam thing. I'll put a link to my using a document camera.
Okay.
It's called How to Use Your Phone as a Document Camera in Zoom.
There you go. So I'll add that to the description box as well. Also her
that one.
Also her YouTube channel is linked too. So got it. I will take that and put it in the description box later. So awesome. Well, thanks, Rebecca. Do you have anything else you were adding in there?
I'm just labeling it so they know what that movie is.
Okay. There we go. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody so much for hanging out in the chat box. And I love seeing the chat moving and people saying hi. And Rebecca, thank you as always for coming and hanging out with me on Saturdays and Mondays.
Yeah, all the time.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time.